In this video, I'm going to talk about accounting for garnishments. A wage garnishment would be money deducted from an employee paycheck to pay some sort of obligation, such as a tax debt or child support or some other debt. The money would be deducted from the employee paycheck and then sent or paid to whatever agency was ordering the garnishment, whether it's a tax authority, tax entity, or child support agency, or whatever the case may be. This would be tracked in a liability account, even though it's not really debt of the business itself, it's an employee debt. When they hold it from the paycheck, it becomes a liability in that they're holding it and they need to send it to that agency. And you could create a garnishments payable account for this. And just to go over the debit and credit rules related to this, this is a liability account. So increases are going to go on the credit side, decreases go on the debit side. So when the money is deducted from the paycheck, from the business's perspective, now we're adding to garnishments payable, adding this debt in that they're holding the money and they owe it to somebody. They have to pay it to somebody. And then when the money's sent to the agency, you're going to decrease this account because it's no longer owed if you are paying it. And just to put some numbers in here, if that makes it easier, when the garnishment first happens, the money's deducted from the employee paycheck, you would put a credit on this side. And then when it gets paid, it would be a debit. Well, the debit and credit offset each other, and this account zeroes out as soon as that garnishment is paid and sent off. Okay, now I'm over in QuickBooks in the sample company, and I'm going to walk through an example. And for this example, I'm going to use this data. This employee is going to have gross pay of $1,000. The employer will have to pay some payroll taxes, which would be any FICA match and unemployment taxes. That's going to be $82. The employee will have some tax withholdings, and just for purposes of demonstrating, I'm going to put all of this into one payable account instead of having separate federal, state accounts, etc. That will be $226.50, and then this employee has a garnishment of $150. The net pay, which would be the $1,000 minus the $226.50 minus the $150, will equal the employee's net pay of $623.50. And then for the employer, the total taxes that they're going to have to send in would be their $82 and the employee's withholdings of $226.50. And then of course that garnishment will be in garnishments payable that will also have to be sent off to whatever agency it is, whether it's child support, tax liability, or what have you. And if you're using a payroll service like ADP, Paychecks, Paylocity, Gusto, any of those programs, some of them will pay the garnishment for you. So they'll deduct from your bank account the net pay of the employee, the taxes that they'll hold, and then they'll mail off to the tax authorities as they're due, usually. And then of course you have the garnishment that they'll sometimes pay for you, or send off that payment for you. So I'm going to use this example for demonstration. It might be slightly different from your situation, but hopefully by watching this video and seeing the overall picture, you'll be able to apply this knowledge to your own situation. Okay, so let's go into QuickBooks. I set up all of the accounts. I set up a garnishments payable account, and then I also set up a payroll taxes payable account. Now, like I said, I'm just grouping together the FICA taxes, federal income taxes, state income taxes, unemployment taxes, but in practice you might have multiple payable accounts for those. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and first enter the employee's paycheck. So I'm going to use an expense to do this. You could be doing a check, you could be doing an expense, you could be doing a journal entry. I'm going to go ahead and do this with an expense. And I'm going to, first of all, put the employee's gross wages, which would be an expense of the business, and it would go in whatever payroll, salaries, expense account the company uses. And then that employee is going to have some withholdings, and that's going to be subtracted. And I'm going to go ahead and put that under payroll taxes payable. And this is actually going to be a negative number because it is being subtracted from the gross. So this is going to show that these are employee tax withholdings to be paid. And then of course there's the garnishment payable. That is also going to be deducted from the employee's paycheck, and I'm putting it into the garnishments payable account to show, first of all, it's being subtracted because it's being deducted from this employee's paycheck. Second of all, it is a payable to the business because they will need to make sure they send that $150 wherever it needs to go. And then you could add this to this paycheck, or you could do a separate entry, but I'm going to go ahead and put the employer's taxes on this as well. The employer has the payroll tax expense for their FICA match and any unemployment taxes, and that was $82. And then they will have to pay that. That's also a liability because they're going to have to send that $82 into those tax agencies along with the employee tax withholdings. So that is going to be a negative to show that it's being subtracted. And I will show you on the reports how this all looks, but subtracting on a check or an expense in QuickBooks is the same thing as doing a credit. The check itself is a credit to cash or checking, and then positive numbers are debits, negative numbers are credits. I've got the money as a positive number and a negative number because it doesn't affect the employee paycheck, but it is part of the equation, part of the situation, because the employer has to pay these taxes as part of this process, as part of this payroll. So I'm going to go ahead and include it here, and I'm going to go ahead and put in some descriptions just to make sure everyone is on the same page as far as what these are for. Okay, I've got the data in here, got all the numbers. The total expense is the net pay of the employee. That's what they're going to receive. And I'm going to go ahead and save and close this. Okay, and if I were to look at the checking account right now, I would see that here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is also make an entry for the tax payment of $308.50. This is going to be for the $22,650 employee withholdings and the $82 employer tax liability. So I'm going to put this on two separate line items so that when I look at the reports, you can see everything basically itemized out. And I added some descriptions as well, and I'm going to put up here tax payment. Okay, so this would be the tax payment total of $308.50 to pay those tax withholdings and tax liabilities. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save and close this. And then if your payroll service also deals with the garnishment for you, you might have another bank deduction for that garnishment payment. I'm going to add another expense, and this time it's for the garnishment payable. Now, before I save this, let me go back into that original paycheck. So here it was a negative number to show that it was being deducted from the employee paycheck. Now I'm going to do the opposite because we're paying it. So let me show you that. So over here in the payment, it is a positive. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and save and close. And what I'm going to do now is go look at the reports so we can see how this all plays out on the reports and how it affects the bottom line of the business. Okay, so first we're going to go into reports. First, we're going to look at the profit and loss. If I scroll down, I can see the payroll expenses of the business. From the business's perspective, they had an expense of the gross wages and the payroll taxes, and those are both reflected right here. And I could click on this to see more details if I wanted to. Okay, I'm going to go back, and now I'm going to look at the balance sheet. If I scroll down, I can see the garnishment payable right here, and it is zeroed out because it was paid. I'm going to go ahead and click on this so you can see what I mean. You can see the paycheck itself right here, which was a positive number. And then when it is actually paid, which happens on the same day if you're using a payroll service that does everything for you, and here it is a negative to show that it was paid out. So this is like a credit to the account, and this is like a debit for a liability account. Okay, and then it is zeroed out now. And then let me go back. And then you could also look at the payroll taxes payable account. That zeroes out also. These positive numbers reflect what is owed after that paycheck, and then these negative numbers reflect that it's being paid. So it's no longer a liability of the company if it is paid. So let me go back, and then let me go to the bank transactions. If you have your bank connected, then those transactions would probably come in here. So you could just add them right here on the screen in the same format that I just showed you. And then in the chart of accounts, let's look at that real quick. You can see those transactions right here as a payment from the checking account. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and thank you for watching.